I, Paige the Puppet, with another all-ages video for my fans. In this episode, you are going to meet Jazz. She is another puppet who was not created by my mama. Most of the puppets I have met in my life have all been created by my mama, but Jazz was created by Savy Leiser. And you'll meet her and learn all about who she is and what she stands for and why you should keep an eye out for her if you are a creative, independent business owner. For those of you who are really busy, and I know creative independent business owners can get really busy from time to time, so if you need to, just use the navigation links in the description to help you get directly to the information you need. Of course, watch time is important to our algorithm, but so are your likes and subscriptions, and we are here for you, not for the algorithm. So now you can skip straight to the interview or check out what I'm all about with my introduction and welcome.
Know what you want and never give up.
Don't try to pour from an empty cup. Champagne marketing on a beer budget.
It's business advice from Paige the Puppet.
Hi friends! If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. You are so awesome and I love you. If you're new here, hi, nice to meet you. Drop a hello in the comments and let me know what you need to learn to grow in your small business and so we can get to know each other. If you're a creative, independent, small business owner who loves puppets and detests direct sales, I think you're going to love me. I am Paige the Puppet, and my purpose is to empower, educate, and be a transparent example of a creative, independent business owner with the help of Mama, who's a skilled communicator with over 20 years of experience and certifications in small business coaching, training, facilitation, economic development, communications, and leadership. She likes to learn and share what she learns in different and unique ways. Her name is Patricia with a Y. We want to support and inspire you with interviews, reviews, deep dives, and lessons that will build your business skills. If that sounds good to you, like this video and be sure to subscribe and click on the bell so you can be notified when I upload or go live. I plan to upload every Wednesday. Hi, Jazz! I am so excited to finally meet you in real life. How does it feel to be a brand new puppet in the world?
Hello, Paige. My name is Jazz, as you all know. Being a puppet feels pretty cool so far. Still feels a little awkward as Savy, the human who made me. She hasn't quite gotten a hang of the mouth movement along with the words just yet and moving the bottom part of the mouth. She's working on it, but I'm a little awkward in the meantime. I appreciate all your patience.
It takes time. Please remember that it just takes time, and Mama's not the best at all these things anyways. What really matters is that you love the performance, and that will translate to your audience.
Yes, I'm very happy to be a puppet and to exist. Getting brought into existence was very, very fun. I like having a fun outfit, even though my hands not is it's a little messed up, but I'm still happy to exist. And I'm happy to have you as a friend in my life, Paige.
And that brings me to the topic of your hand. Do you feel that following in Savy's footsteps with her crusading as an anti-MLM crusader and with her representation of LGBTQT, I forget all the letters, I'm sorry.
Okay, I think you got most of them.
In any case, she is a voice for those who don't have a voice. Will you be doing the same for your fellow handless people?
I think that's a good idea. See, I've got one hand. Will I have a second hand at some point? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, all I know is that I'm going to be a voice for the chill stuff in the morning. Because right now, Savvy, she's got a lot of energy. She does a lot of the hyping up. She's kind of a workaholic. She works a little too much. And sometimes I have to tell her, hey, Savvy, I think you need to calm down. I think you need to chill. You need to do some self-care. So I think the biggest thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be an advocate for self-care and taking it a little slower and having some fun in your life and not forgetting to sleep and to relax. That's what
Ooh,
I advocate for.
I very, very much love that, Jazz, especially as self-care is one of those things that is essential to small business owners, especially creative, independent small business owners. So it's great to have a voice on the side of self-care. And when it comes to self-care, you've talked about sleep. You've talked about body exercise. Sorry. Yes, you've talked about sleep. You've talked about looking after your body. What other things do you think that small business owners need to remember when it comes to self-care?
I think it's really important to remember that there's more to life than working. Now, Savvy, the human that created me, she forgets that. I have to remind her of that every single day. She is always feeling guilty when she isn't getting stuff done. And I always have to tell her, hey, it's okay to take it slow. You don't have to do everything so fast. So I want to remind everyone that, first of all, there's no time limit on getting your business together. You don't have to rush. Business is not a race. Sometimes it might feel that way because there's a lot of competition. Everybody's a little bit competitive. And I get it. I get it. But it's important to remember that you need to slow down sometimes. Take a little rest, like we talked about sleep. But also, don't feel guilty. If you didn't get as much done as you wanted today, think about what you did get done and think about how maybe you might need to recharge a little bit. So I'm all about self-care. I'm all about being a little chill. You don't always have to be the loudest one in the room to make an impact. Savvy seems to think you do, but she and I are opposites, and that's why we balance each other out.
Okay, I have two questions from that, Jazzy. First of all, and is it Jazz or Jazzy?
My name is officially Jazz, but if you want to call me Jazzy Page, that is fine with me. I can have a little nickname.
Okay, Jazz, because that is what you prefer, and it is important to remember what people prefer when they ask you. So, Jazz, you say that you are the opposite of savvy, and I really, really love savvy, so it's a little bit difficult for me to be dealing with the opposite. Please, please tell me that one of your opposite things is not being for MLM. Please tell me you aren't on Miss Ivy's side.
Oh, of course not, Paige. You don't need to worry about that at all. See, when I say that Savvy and I have opposite personalities, we're not opposite in every single way. Both of us are fans and advocates for small businesses, just like you. Both of us are against multi-level marketing companies, and both of us enjoy hosting a morning show, hosting a show that gets everyone awake and excited for the day in the morning. When I say we're opposites, I just mean that we have opposite ways of approaching the world with our energy. Savy's a lot more extroverted and overexcited and very loud. I'm a little bit more introverted. I like to stay at home. I like to just chill with a cup of tea on the couch. I like to wake up in the morning and talk in a nice, smooth, comforting voice. That's me. We're just the opposite in the way that we show our energy to the world. But our opinions on small business are very, very much the same.
And I absolutely love that because, one of the myths out there is that you have to have a certain personality or be a certain way in order to be successful in business or in life. And I think you and Savvy are going to be a great example of how you can be different and have different approaches and still reach that same joint goal destination. So that's a really awesome message to be sharing. Jazz, as a representative for creative independent business owners and those who awaken them, because, as a radio station DJ, you aren't exactly your own boss in some ways, but you are someone who is an influencer. You influence the people who listen to you each day, and as they awaken to their chill mornings and your easy grooving listening, could you tell me, what do you think is the important thing for an influencer to remember as they grow?
I think it's important to remember why you love what you do in the first place. Are you becoming an influencer just so that you can make money? Because if so, there's other ways to make money that don't require that amount of dedication. While I'm all about, being chill, doing self-care, not making work your whole life, it's important to remember what your goals are. So Paige, I love that one of your goals is advocating for small businesses and teaching people, especially moms, and especially people who might normally get targeted by an MLM, and you teach them how to use those same skills to start a legitimate business. And that's why you do what you do. It's going to get a little difficult sometimes. And in addition to taking breaks and not being too hard on yourself, it's important to remember why you chose what you did. It can get a little cheesy. Sometimes we think of the cheesy business guru saying, find your why. And when they say that, yeah, that's kind of cheesy. I think that's kind of cheesy. But it is something that we need to remember. Thinking about our mission statement. Why did you choose to be an influencer? What is the message that you want to share with the world, and what motivates you to keep that going? Because it's not always going to be easy. So that's what I think is important to remember. That, and don't spend so much time being online. It seems a little counterintuitive because when you're an influencer of some sort, you get a big following online, you want to be interacting with them. But as you know, I am the self-care puppet. And I think that it's important that sometimes you need to take a minute away from the internet. People's opinions are all over social media, and sometimes they say nice things, sometimes they have criticism. And while it's important to look into it all and understand it all, it can't consume your whole life. So sometimes it's important to just unplug from the internet, take a nice hot bath. If you're savvy, you're probably going to the gym to lift some weights. If you're me, you're probably taking a bath, not in real water because I am a puppet, but you're probably chilling with a nice cup of tea or doing some meditating on the couch.
Absolutely. That is excellent, great advice there, Jazz. And I am so excited that there is another puppet in the anti-MLM support small business community. Because, yeah, I joined this community because I want to give an alternative. Now, I love all of the creators in the anti-ML community. Been watching them for months and months. But what was missing in my opinion, was just the alternative. Okay, this is bad, but what do I do instead? Because we still have those same goals that get us suckered in to the direct sales and MLM. And to your point, you were talking about coaches and what they say. And here's the problem, and one thing that I find so frustrating. There's a grain of truth in some of the things they say. It is important to know your purpose. It is important to have goals. A vision board can be fun and can be a great visual reminder of what you want to accomplish, but it's not going to make the goals get there for you like they say in the manifesting books. It's like, I just want to help people figure out what's real and what's not. Which seems kind of funny because, like, technically, I seem like I'm not real. But yeah, there's the big difference between what is real and what is not. And that's how they get people. The lies sound like they could be true, just a little bit.
Paige, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you on everything that you just said, especially the part about finding alternatives. There is often a grain of truth in things that we don't like. And that's why that was the show I was born out of, the Your Morning Guru show during Puppet Week. On that show, that's why I love being a host on that show, is that they're always saying we can still learn things from people we disagree with, even if there's somebody who has a negative impact on the world and we don't support most of what they do. They might still have something that they can teach us. For example, the very first week the show started was the week of Rachel Hollis. As we know, Savy has a lot of problems with her, but it was her idea to host a live stream at 8 a.m. every day. And that's what Savy's still doing. So there was something important and something that she had the right idea about. Same thing with a bunch of the other people that we followed on the show. Sometimes we might not like a lot of what the person says, but some of what they say might still be true. And it's important to understand which things are true so that we can still learn from those. Not liking a certain concept just because a certain person says it, that makes you no better than someone who's in the MLM, who's spouting that cult rhetoric in the same way. So it's important to be able to look at people's ideas for what they are without necessarily saying, well, you're wrong about this idea. It's all about finding that balance. And I completely agree with you about some of those things, including finding that alternative. When you join an MLM, what inspires someone to join? Well, maybe they want to get into sales. Maybe they find that interesting. Maybe they like talking to people and pitching a product. So finding those alternatives and finding that passion and ways to use that productively. I love that. I love that, Paige, as well. I think it's interesting to look at the people behind the original businesses. And while you can say there's lots of problems with Walmart, that doesn't mean that the original mission of Walmart wasn't the same way. And that's exactly why we say coming back to your purpose, thinking about what it is that inspired you to start this in the first place, not letting yourself get too far away from your original mission statement or your original goal. That's one thing we've talked about on the morning show too, as we go into finding our goals for the show, rewriting our mission statement, being kind of an anti-echo chamber kind of place. That's what we love about the morning show.
And we love it and we want to support you. And as you know, I am a frequent commentator on there almost every day, watching Your Morning Guru, because I really do resonate with the message you have. And I love the way that you are always curious about what other people are thinking and doing and finding the ways that they can inspire us even when they're doing things that are not Awesome. Thank you, Jazz, for joining me and being a guest here. And I do hope that I see you soon on more episodes of Your Morning Guru. And for those of you out in the audience watching, you can watch it on YouTube every day, youtube.com/Your Morning Guru at 8 a.m. Central Time. So that's 7 a.m. if you're Mountain Time like me, 8 a.m. if you are where Savy and Jazz are from in the Chicago area. And I do encourage you to tune in and grow your mind. Jazzy, before we sign off for today, is there anything that I haven't mentioned or asked you about today that you really want to get out there?
I think we covered everything, Paige. I really appreciate you having me on your channel. I can't wait to see the episode, and I'm sure we'll share it on Your Morning Guru as well. I appreciate you being a guest on the Your Morning Guru show and inspiring Savy to help me come to life in the first place. You helped inspire my existence, my entire existence. So Paige, I have you to thank for that. You are kind of like a big sister to me, and I really appreciate you and your influence in my life.
Oh, thank you so much. I kind of feel proud that I am helping to inspire other puppets to be born into the world. When I was first born, I felt a little bit uncomfortable about this whole being a puppet thing, kind of embarrassed and kind of like, oh, this is a weird thing. And now I'm finding acceptance through you and others like you, and it makes my heart feel full. So
I'm
full.
so happy to hear that, Paige. You're a wonderful puppet, and I think being a puppet is a whole lot of fun.
Wasn't that awesome? I do hope that you will follow their adventure over on Early Morning Guru, where you can also follow along with the adventures of Sean Boston, because of course, Savy Leiser is the co-writer of Cancel Sean Boston, and they will be getting a movie together based on that book real soon. So you'll want to follow along over at Early Morning Guru. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that like button. And if this is your first time here and you enjoyed learning about jazz and self-care and everything else that we talked about today, be sure to hit the subscribe button, because I will be featuring interviews with other great puppets and people who are here to inspire and to help other creative, independent small business owners. So until next time, have an amazing rest of the day. And in my next episode, we're going to share some great ideas on how you can market a business on zero funds. That's going to be a great episode, and I do hope you'll be here to join me for that. Until next time, everybody, have an amazing week, and remember, you are awesome! Bye for now. Bye, friends.
Know what you want and never give up.
Don't try to pour from an empty cup. Champagne marketing on a beer budget.
It's business advice from